And I'm like, oh man, oh, that belt was like 40 pounds.
The only thing I never liked about the belts was not the weight. The only thing I didn't like about the belts was that they never could go around my waist. But other than that, I mean, I'm cool with the shoulder, but can I get a little bit length? You know what I'm saying? I want to open with the belt too, you know? But it's all good. I ain't mad. Vince. I ain't mad, Vince. What's up? I ain't mad.
I mean, now this is the thing though. The belt, if I put it around my waist, it just fall right off me. Cause
at least you can get it around.
Yeah, I can get it around, but it ain't gonna stay around time.
You might get hula hoop it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I ain't hula hoop with that thing on.
You got the option.
But yes, Triple H, that's my guy. Okay, that is my guy. Who is yours?
Are you gonna highlight some things, or you just gonna leave it at that?
I can highlight his accomplishment. Multiple time world champion, has some of the greatest. My favorite Triple H match is the ladder match he had with The Rock at SummerSlam 1997. That's my favorite all-time match. I love that match. I love how they worked together, how they was rivals, how they was young. They were both in their 20s at the time, so they was young, trying to prove something, and they both did. Rock proved his, Triple H proved his too. Another thing, Triple H was how he would have his storylines, how he would you can see oh man, this dude really thinking about this, and it was dope to watch, and it was dope to experience when you were a kid. To see that stuff and to see it live too, when you see him, all that stuff yo, this dude is wide as I don't know what. Dude's huge.
Right.
And I've just been a fan of Triple H. So that's just some of the reasons why that's my guy.
Okay.
What about you?
My guy for always and forever is Mick Foley.
You got the same person as my wife. That's her favorite. That's her favorite too. She loves Mick.
So let me start off with why I love Mick. Just watching him in wrestling, we also, towards the end of his career, we got to see a lot of him as a father and a man, and just to see how just cool he is and down to earth he is as a human being.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna always root for the underdogs. Not that they're underdogs by nature, but by what society says.
Right.
Because he didn't have the wrestling body.
No, he did not.
You know what I'm saying?
He had a regular dad bod.
Right. So when you don't come in with this, chiseled out physique, it's always you're pushed towards being sort of like a Big Show or Andre the Giant type character. Even big guys like Kane and Undertaker, they're tall and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're big, but they're more tall than they are weight-wise.
Right.
So I felt like to see this man who wasn't tall in stature and just huge or big and huge or chiseled, he fit a narrative that you wouldn't think would be a wrestler. And he didn't get me with doing like Rey Mysterio moves.
Yeah.
He Eddie Guerrero or it's with the Hardy Boys. He's not bringing all of that, right?
Right.
So how are you entertaining us if you're not doing all of that, right?
Yeah.
So the heart and the drive he had just to be a performer in that sport, on top of being three separate characters.
He was three people. He was Mankind, he was Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. He was all three.
And he gave life to each one.
He did.
Right? So to get to a place where people don't even call you by name, one of those names, they just say Mick.
That's dope.
I feel like
super dope.
You have extended into he really gave so much to wrestling to me. And like most wrestlers who give their all, for example, Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
When Stone Cold broke his neck and he kind of ended his career, he didn't push the envelope and say, I'm going to continue until it kills me or I have nothing. I feel like Mick did.
Yeah, Mick did push.
I feel like
he pushed way too far.
He pushed way too far to the point where his wife and his kids
you can't do this anymore.
You have to come home to us.
Right.
But Mick loved us so much that he gave. When he did that cage match and he failed, it wasn't.
Which one now?
The move was planned. but he technically failed, and then he split his I think his lip open here, and he was trying to stick his tongue through.
Oh, you talking about when he got thrown through the cage? Oh yeah.
See what I'm like? Who puts their body through that kind of destruction and still stay in character and still, like, I don't know, that just means so that just means so much to me, because I know when we were watching these matches, especially when it was like, you know, WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, it was these big events, you know, it was like a lead up to it. And when your favorite is wrestling on the line for a belt, just that excitement and us,
like, oh yeah, you know, come on now,
screaming to the top of our lungs, and
like we were there.
Yeah, pay-per-view this, and you know, making sure everybody's in the house and we on the phone on 3-way, 4-way, like whatever. You
know, we just like, holler like maniacs.
I feel like I got to experience wrestling in a time where there were guys like Mick Foley, and I don't think that anybody should ever try to duplicate him. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like I've seen another Mick Foley ever. I feel like he is truly one of one. That no one can say, so no shade to Triple H, like when you were saying when he first came in, I was like, oh, a fake $1 million man. I don't see anybody who came in with their career and strictly just did Mick Foley, because
that can't be done.
I just love him so much.
It can't be done.
I love him so much. So that's my favorite.
You can never duplicate Mick Foley.
You know, honorary shout out to, you know, my fave, Stone Cold, The Rock,
of course,
D-Generation X, Big Sexy, Rikishi, because we built alike. My girl Sable.
Not expecting you to say that.
Oh my God. R.I.P. What was her name?
China.
No, Mae.
Mae Young.
Mae Young.
Yeah, Mae Young. Listen, both of them.
Shout out to her. Because I won't be honorary mentioning you know who. You don't have to say. You don't have to say. And even though recently I just seen online that Stone Cold and Goldberg took a pic together, I always thought Goldberg was a fake ass Stone Cold. And I felt like if the federation he was wrestling for at the time gave him something different, because the look, even his look, they look just alike. Although Goldberg, you know what? His the way he entered the ring, everything about him was dope, and I won't take that from him, right? But when you got Stone Cold, beer guzzling, double bird flipping in your face like this, walking down to the ring with the double braces on, like. Yeah, I was always there for Stone Cold shenanigans.
We all were.
Bring me more of the Stone Cold. I want it all. I'm here for all of the
shenanigans. Every single last one.
Just like NWO, I'm here for all the shenanigans.
Come on now.
I'm here for all the shenanigans.
All the shenanigans.
I felt like so much more. Not that it wasn't. So no disrespect to Goldberg. Shout out to Goldberg. I felt like a lot was done with him. I just felt like he deserved to be greater in his own image, because I would get kind of like, you know, when you got your favorites, you tend to root for your favorites so hard that you kind of be like, oh, he a fake Stone Cold. Yeah. You don't want to like him, but when you really watch him and see like he giving a show like this, he got it. So I just felt like they could have changed it up for him a little bit.
I feel like they should have, but I know during that time,
just give him a different color trunk. That's all I needed.
But I feel like during that time period, you know, they were competing and all that stuff. Right. They was trying to do that, so I get it. And I got to tell you offline my feelings about Goldberg too. Okay. I got to tell you offline about that. I got to tell you about that. But you gave your shout out, your shout out. My personal shout out is that although Triple H is my all time favorite wrestler, the wrestler I think who was the greatest performer of all time, Shawn Michaels. Bottom line, the greatest performer. Period.
He could sweet chin me any day.
What is you talking about?
Sweet chin me, please.
Please. Any day of the week. And I did watch WrestleMania last night. It was an amazing show. One of the best WrestleManias I've seen, period. Roman Reigns, I gotta say, I like it. They reintroduced me as a fan.
Okay.
After WrestleMania. I like Roman Reigns. I like the bloodline. I like Seth Rollins. I like the way he came out there. He had this little flat. I'll show you this after too. He had a super flashy outfit. I'm like, oh, I like that. Okay. I like it. But yeah, WrestleMania was dope this year. It was tight. It was so